समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। 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 शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। जय लंबोदर पाहि मां। जय लंबोदर पाहि मां। जय लंबोदर पाहि मां। जय लंबोदर पाहि मां। जगदम्बा सुत रक्ष मां। जगदम्बा सुत रक्ष मां। जगदम्बा सुत रक्ष मां। जगदम्बा सुत रक्ष मां। जय लंबोदर पाहि मां। शरणागत रक्ष मां। शरणागत रक्ष मां। हे करुणानिधि पाहि मां। हे करुणानिधि पाहि मां। श्री गणनाथ संरक्ष मां। निज भक्ति मुदं देहि मां। निज भक्ति मुदं
కుటుంబకం వసుదైవ కుటుంబకం జగదేవ కుటుంబకం వసుదైవ కుటుంబకం జగదేవ కుటుంబకం వసుదైవ కుటుంబకం జగదేవ కుటుంబకం వసుదైవ కుటుంబకం ఈశామతి శర్మదా సర్వాన్ ప్రతి సర్వదా గర్వాద్యతి దూరదా కుటుంబకం వసుదైవ కుటుంబకం జగదేవ కుటుంబకం వసుదైవ కుటుంబకం జాత్యాదిశుడంబరం విద్వా విశ్వంబరం పశ్యత్ సమవేశన సంచర సువిచక్షణ శుభకారిణాం భయశోకనివారిణాం సకలేశ్వరుకం
Om Shri Sai Ram. Tvameva sarva vedanta saram, sarva dharma swarupinam, parabrahma swarupinam, Sathya Sai Swarupine Namaha, Sadgurum Swarupine Namaha. To the one who embodies the essence of all Vedanta, to the one who personifies all Dharma, to that highest supreme consciousness, to the lineage of our Gurus, Sri Sathya Sai, God who became our Guru, and Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, man who ascended to become God, we offer our obeisance, love, and gratitude at their feet.
Respected elders, esteemed guests and devotees seated here, and everyone watching us live from around the world, Sai Ram and good evening. We welcome the dignitaries seated on the dais. Dr. Isaac Tigrett, founder of the Hard Rock Cafe and House of Blues, and the one who was instrumental in setting up the very first Sathya Sai Cardiac Hospital at Puttaparthi. Dr. C. Srinivas, chairman of the Sri Sathya Sai Health and Education Trust, who is spearheading the Sai Sanjeevani global chain of pediatric cardiac hospitals.
Shri B. N. Narasimhamurti, Chancellor, Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence. Above all, our dear Sadguru, Sri Madhusudan Sai, our guiding light and the source of our strength and our inspiration. It is indeed a great blessing to be here on this auspicious occasion, to bask in the effulgence of our Guru, whose every act exemplifies selfless service, whose teachings, rooted in the spiritual legacy of Bharat, exhorts us to live a life of compassion and purpose, whose very presence compels us to rise into our own divinity.
On this auspicious day, let us all remind ourselves, recommit ourselves on this path to realize our true divine identity. For that is the only fitting Guru Dakshina we can offer to our Guru, to follow him and to become him. We will begin this evening's program with Vedic invocation by boy students of the Vedic Studies program, and they will chant verses from the Brahmananda Mimamsa of the Taittiriya Upanishad.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Bhishasmadvatah pavate Bhishodeti suryaha Bhishasmadagnischendrascha Mrityurdhavati panchamahiti Saishanandasya mima gumsa bhavati Yuva syat sadhu yuvadhyayakaha Ashishto dridhishto balishtaha Tasyeyam prithvi sarva vittasya purna syat Sayeko manusha anandaha Teye shatam manusha Anandaha Sayeko manushya gandharvanam anandaha Shrotriyasya chakamahatasya Te shatam manushya gandharvanam anandaha Sayeko deva gandharvanam anandaha Shrotriyasya chakamahatasya Te shatam deva gandharvanam anandaha Sayekah pitranam chiralokalokanaam anandaha Shrotriyasya chakamahatasya Te shatam pitranam chiralokalokanaam anandaha Sayeka ajanajanam devanam anandaha Shrotriyasya chakamahatasya Te shatam ajanajanam devanam anandaha Sayekah karma devanam devanam anandaha ये कर्मणा देवानपि यन्ति श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं कर्म देवानामानन्दाः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं देवानामानन्दाः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतमिन्द्रस्यानन्दाः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं बृहस्पतेरानन्दाः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य ते ये शतं प्रजापतेरानन्दाः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य यतो वाचो निवर्तन्ते अप्राप्य मनसा सह आनन्दं ब्रह्मणो विद्वान् न बिभेति कुतश्च नेति। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ तत्सत्। श्री साईश्वरार्पणमस्तु।
This morning, the Sri Sathya Sai University for Human Excellence held its third convocation that was presided by the Honorable Union Minister, Shri Hardeep Singh Puri ji. How befitting it is for the students to have their graduation ceremony on the occasion of Guru Purnima, a wonderful culmination of the wisdom and knowledge gathered from their gurus over the years as they prepare themselves for a new tomorrow. The Honorable Minister also visited the Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research and launched Sai Swasthya, 1,000,000 lives. This is a commitment to screen, cure, and transform 1,000,000 lives through our diagnostic and wellness centers as a run-up to the centenary celebrations of Bhagwan Baba's birthday next year.
A total of 160 students appeared for the examinations and were found eligible to receive their degrees. This includes 45 postgraduates, 109 undergraduates, and for the very first time, 6 doctoral degrees. Alongside degrees in arts and sciences, the university also offers 2 years diploma courses in music, both Hindustani and Carnatic vocal and instrumental. We have the first set of students who have completed their course, and as we call out their names, we request them to come onto the dais and collect their certificates of completion. The first is Sanjana BS, who has completed her diploma in Carnatic vocal. Next is Ms. Radha Onkar Joshi, who has completed her diploma in Hindustani vocals.
Anand Sai, Diploma in Carnatic Violin. Mukul A, Diploma in Mridangam. The Institute of Human Values is another of our platforms which offers online courses in human values tailor-made for all professions and walks of life, totally free of charges. 6 courses: Indian Culture and Spirituality, Compassionate Healthcare, Mindful Teaching, Dharmic Management, Scoop of Self-Help for the Teenagers, and Dynamic Parenting are available online. On this occasion, we pray to Sadhguru to hand out certificates to all those who have completed these courses. We will begin with the ladies.
Those who have completed Indian Culture and Spirituality, Annapurneshwari Pattar, Archana L, Arite Madhuri, Bhagyashri BG, Shreya Reddy,
Gayatri M, KR Nityashri, K Dhanalakshmi, Kotagiri Vinila, K Abhinaya,
L Jhansi, M Kirtana, Meghana N, Harshita, Namrita.
P Laya, Pipari Malya, Ramya Krishna J, Srinita, Vinisha,
Vidya Mari, Dorothy Nambiar, Dr. Namita Bali, Dr. Sarita Purushothaman, P.V. Sri Leela, Sai Sanjana Sathya.
for the course of Compassionate Healthcare, Dr. Akka Mahadevi Hiramat, Anjana Hani, Chaitra Gopi, Dr. Ashwini Narayan, Dr. Brinda Muniswamy, Dr. Divakar Meghna, Dr. M. Jyotsna Saishri,
Dr. Navya, Dr. Nishtita Krishnamurthy, Dr. Radha Narayan, Dr. Saraswati K.
Gunashri Desai, Vidya Balakrishnan, for the courses of Dharmic Management, Dr. Sai Lakshmi, Dr. Subbalakshmi Krishnaswamy, Sophie Johnston, Swati Pai, Varsha KN.
For the course of mindful teaching, Shanti Sunil, Kalaivani Murli Raj. A scoop of self-help for the teens, K. Dharani, Preeti Mahala, Shivani Arpula, Sneha GS.
There are those who have completed multiple courses as well. Varsha Verma, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Mindful Teaching, a scoop of self-help for the teens. Dr. Asha Damodaran, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Compassionate Healthcare. Dr. Shruti Neeraj, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Compassionate Healthcare. Maina Ganesh Rao, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Compassionate Healthcare. Varsha M, Indian Culture and Spirituality, and Compassionate Healthcare.
Vidya Ram Subramaniam, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Compassionate Healthcare. Dr. Varsha Karam, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Compassionate Healthcare, Dynamic Parenting. Suchitra Ravindran, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Mindful Teaching. Dr. K. Surya Prabha, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Dharmic Management, Dynamic Parenting. Dr. Meenakshi Biswal, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Dharmic Management, Dynamic Parenting, Mindful Teaching. Alpa Lodhia, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Dharmic Management, a scoop of self-help for the teens. And Dr. Padmashri R, who's finished 5 courses, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Dharmic Management, Dynamic Parenting, Mindful Teaching, and a scoop of self-help for the teens.
Moving on to the men, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Harshit Rao. Praveen Kumar TC. Yatish Kumar S. Abhilash Sadasivan. Kumar Madev Mogar. G.V. Mallikarjuna Rao. Srinivas K.
Those who have finished Compassionate Healthcare, Dr. Dharmaraj. Dr. Manoj Srinivasa. Dr. Nandisha. Dr. Sandeep Patil V. Dr. Sri Harsha B. Dr. Yogesh Sathe. T.V. Ravindran.
For Dharmic Management, Sai Giridhar Nayak M. Sai Sahil Kumar. Subhash Moger. Sunil Naidu. Deva Sharma Murli Nehru.
Those who finished dynamic parenting, Rajesh K. Prem Sai Banala, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Dharmic Management. Dr. Kaushik, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Mindful Teaching. Puneet Raj BM, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Mindful Teaching. Deepak Mehta, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Compassionate Healthcare and Dynamic Parenting.
Dr. Akkaraju N.V. Prasad, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Dharmic Management, Dynamic Parenting, a scoop of self-help for the teens. Pravesh Purushottam, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Dharmic Management. Vinesh Nambiar, Indian Culture and Spirituality, Dharmic Management. Abhishek Ayya, KM, Compassionate Healthcare, scoop of self-help to the teens. And S. Ramesh Sharma.
We now call for a group photograph. First, we invite the ladies to come onto the dais. We now request the men to come onto the dais, please. Thank you, everyone. As per our tradition on Guru Purnima, we will now have the launch of several books by the global team of volunteers of Sai Prakashana. This group has been over the years diligently involved in recording, translating, and transmitting Sadhguru's message. Today we have 18 teams from around the globe with 22 books and 4 audiobooks. For the very first time in the Arabic language, we have Spirituality 101 and Spirituality 101 audiobook prepared by the team from Syria. Maybe please invite them on stage. With the collaborative efforts between Malaysia and Singapore, we have Sri Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 17 translated into the Chinese language. The next offering from Croatia is Sri Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 17 in Croatian, published by Društvo Uvacha. In the Dutch language, the team from the Netherlands is presenting Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 14 and Uvacha Volume 14 audiobook, published by Sai Anandam, Netherlands.
From France is the offering of Sri Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 16, translated into French, published by Editions MO Universelle. The team from Germany has translated Sri Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 19 into German, published by Om Verlag. Coming up next from Greece, we have the team members presenting Bhagavad Gita Volume 1 to 4, summary by Sri Madhusudan Sai, translated into Greek, published by Trismegistos Publishing. The team from Italy will now offer Sri Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 18 in Italian, published by Sai Prema Foundation.
In Kannada, the team has translated 2 books for release, that is Uvacha Volume 9 and Volume 10. From Lithuania is Bhagavad Gita Volumes 1 to 4, summary by Sri Madhusudan Sai, translated into Lithuanian, published by Sai Prema. From Macedonia, we have Sri Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 13 in Macedonian, published by Association of Divine Love. The team from Nepal has translated Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 10 into Nepali, and that is published by Society for Selfless Service.
Up next are two offerings from Poland, Sri Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 20 and the Bhagavad Gita Volume 1-4, summary by Sri Madhusudan Sai, translated into Polish, published by S. Mizia Prema. Coming from Brazil, we have From the Heart Volume 1, translated into Portuguese, published by Amar e Servir Association of Brazil. The next offering comes from Russia with Sadhguru Speaks Volume 1, Uvacha Volume 14 audiobook, and Uvacha Volume 15 audiobook in Russian, published by Prema Publishing House. In Serbian, we have From the Heart Volume 1, presented by the team member from Serbia, published by Udruženje Sanathana Dharma.
Representatives for the Sri Lankan team will now present Sri Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 9, translated into Sinhala. From Slovenia, we have Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 14, translated into Slovenian, published by Društvo Uvacha. The joint efforts by teams from Argentina and Spain have produced Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 11 and Sathya Sai Uvacha Volume 12 in Spanish.
And now for the latest releases in the English language, published by Sri Sathya Sai Premamrutham Prakashana, we have Sadhguru Speaks Volume 4, a compilation of 18 condensed discourses delivered by Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai in September 2019.
We also have Ishavasya Upanishad with 18 concise shlokas which delve into the essence of the sacred texts in the scriptures and describe the ultimate truth of oneness between the individual and the creation. And this is the text that will be used for the Paravidya Shibira that will commence tomorrow morning. We invite all members of the Sai Prakashana Global team to kindly come to the dais for a group photograph, please. This Prakashana team, which began in 2014 under the leadership and guidance of Mr. Isaac Tigrett, has today grown into a global team of more than 350 volunteers, which include translators, illustrators, and designers.
Values-based education is, in its essence, a return to the roots of integral education grounded in nurturing the wholeness in every child, which is a collective effort between the school, families, and communities. For parents and teachers, creating environments that center the children, leverage their unique backgrounds and talents, prioritize care, connection, and empathy is paramount to contributing to the children's sense of belonging, empowerment, and overall well-being.
A series of 15 books titled Do Good, Be Good, See Good have been developed for children from the age of 3 to high school, and they were launched last year in 2023. Each of these books integrates 10 values including truth, righteous conduct, peace, love, nonviolence, patriotism, spirit of oneness, spirit of service, environmental responsibility, and awareness of the body, mind, and heart. Each value is elucidated in increasing depth based on the appropriateness and development levels of the children and translated and adapted to the various countries around the globe.
The pedagogical approach involves captivating stories, role modeling, and activities that call for participation of teachers and family members. The translation of these books are being done in various languages in India and abroad. Today, on this auspicious occasion, we will launch the books which have been translated to Kannada. We would like to call upon Mr. S.N. Gananath and Ms. Madhu Avadhi, along with Mr. Satish Chandra Shetty from Essence Communications, who have designed all the Kannada books. We would also like to extend our deep gratitude to Shri B.N. Narasimhamurti sir, who has reviewed all the books as well.
These 15 books are also being adapted to each country, and today we pray to Sadhguru to launch the books for Australia. We call upon the education team from Australia, Hansini, Sangeeta Naidu, Alpa Lodhia, Saumya Kaushik, and Sandra, with Sri Minay Lodhia and Sri Sunil Naidu, directors of the Heart of Love Foundation, along with Mr. Gary Seaton, chairman of the foundation.
After the book launches, I now have the pleasure of inviting Mr. Isaac Tigrett, founder of Hard Rock Cafe and House of Blues, benefactor of the Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences at Puttaparthi, and mentor of the Global Prakashana Volunteer Group, to address the gathering.
Such an incredible moment for me to sit here. It's been 5 years since I've been back home here. And to see these amazing groups to continue to do this amazing work of establishing the truth for the world to hear in so many different languages. We started our little baby company in a small room, just two gentlemen, myself and Mr. SR, who I hope is watching, who did most of the work. I did most of the credit. But what a wonderful, wonderful thing that we were able to share the teachings of our masters with the entire world. These books will go on forever, and it will influence one at a time, that there is life after death, that you're all immortal beings, and the great opportunity to sit together in this wonderful hall will never be forgotten. I want to thank my wonderful guru and my two cohorts there. We traveled the world for 5 years, 6 years, I guess it was. And we each spoke our mind, and mine was a little stranger than the other two. But we had a wonderful, wonderful time together as the three of us went across the world for 5 years, 70 countries, and I gave myself over 100 speeches, most of the material I stole from the other two. I can assure you of that. These are two very wise men that I was blessed to travel with. And it really makes what this whole reunion is all about. It's a reunion for me to be back home again, and this is my home. And to be with all of you, really. Many of the faces we saw in all parts of the world, and to see them again today, and the hard work that goes in to making this magic of the truth go all over the world. It's amazed me just sitting in this chair, watching these wonderful ladies and gentlemen who've worked so hard to bring the world, their countries in particular, in their language, the great lessons that we all strive to remember. These books help us to remember those messages. And I beseech all of you who have not read a book in a bit of time to pick one up again. Every time I pick one up, I learn something new, something special, something spectacular. And I'm sure you will too. And wonderful, thank you all for giving me this grace. Saram.
Thank you, sir. It is indeed wonderful to have all three of you together after a long time, the three wise men, as Swami calls all of you. May we now invite Dr. C. Srinivas to address all of us, please.
Most beloved Sadhguru, dear brother Isaac, Narasimhamurti, students and faculty blessed at the third Convocation, so many fellow pilgrims on our journeys in life, sisters and brothers from so many nationalities and so many parts of the world, both in this hall and outside the hall. What a day it has been thus far. It is the day we remember in all sacredness and significance as Guru Purnima, the reverence and offering and obeisance we pay to the teacher, to the Guru, to the mentor, and to the one and only one who gave us life and gave us direction in life. If I might just put out a proposition to all of you, for a moment just think from times immemorial how many hundreds and thousands and countless such teachers, such benefactors, such gurus must have walked this earth and passed on their learning, their guidance, their mentorship, their teaching to countless men and women, beginning right from the moment they were out of the mother's arms and the cradle into the school and university of life. And that culminates on this single day. And the enormity of that day, all encapsulated into this gathering here, puts so much of important impact into how significant, how life-making and defining it is just to be present here. What a teacher can do, what a guide can do, What a master can do is he begins first by giving us direction. Like journeys begin when we look out of a car or a bus or a vehicle, or just when we are walking, seeking direction. Nothing could be more important, and at that point, seemingly not so significant, but that direction given to us at whichever stage in life takes us forward in our journey of life. And as we traverse through ups and downs, through highs and lows, meandering what we call the journey of life, it's on this day that we look back and think what that little direction did and meant, because it put us on the right path, on the right way, and gave us the impetus to go forward. Today's convocation, I must submit to the audience, was like the one of which I had never seen. Impeccable, immaculate as it is always here, executed to perfection, to perfect timing. Everything was more than picture perfect. So many students received their degrees, their gifts of learning and knowledge from this great university. What distinguishes this little piece of paper or the scroll? My dear boys and girls, of course, it was Albert Schweitzer, a favorite of all time for mine, who, when he received the Nobel Prize for Peace, made that immortal, timeless statement that all that he learnt in life and all that he practiced in life was just that all life is reverential. Life is reverence. And if there is a singular learning, my dear children, that we will take home is the sublimity of life being reverential. Because what this university and its brilliant teachers, ably headed by none other than Brother Narasimhamurti, and of course somebody beyond who I will come to, teaches us the learning and lesson of life, that please remember, life is a gift, and life is a gift to learn, experience, and express reverence. Just for a moment on this day, reverence was conveyed to us by now the star of the day, dearest and beloved Sadhguru, when he made reverence an offering. Now this offering is so distinctive and so unique. Degrees, diplomas, certificates are got in 100,000 universities the world over. They were got 100 years back, 1,000 years back, and possibly will for perpetuity keep getting it. But what distinguishes, my dear boys and girls, is a lesson that I learned when I was a student, and not such a good student like you all are of Sathya Sai, let me be honest. The first gift Sadhguru gives you, continues to give you, and more importantly, will continue to give you, is the gift of himself to each one of you. There can be no greater education No greater gift of learning, my dear boys and girls, that you could ever dream or comprehend to receive than the gift of the embodiment of the Master himself. Because life is a journey, a day will come when you will, like today, pass out from the portals of this college, and days will come ahead of you that you will go out into the wide, vast world in front of us. Yes, the learning will hold you in good stead. All that you imbibed, acquired, will always be invaluable and priceless to you. But what will stay with you deep within the recesses of your heart, deep within the consciousness of your mind, and in the gifts of your hand, which you will be blessed to put to use, is Sathya Sai and Madhusudan Sai. You will carry from here not just a piece of parchment paper. A piece of paper could be put up on the best gold gilt-edged frame in some wall or some home. But after a point, dear sisters and brothers and children, that will become inanimate. But the animation will come out of you and will come out of what Sathya Sai and Madhusudan Sai will do, will think and speak through each one of you. For a moment, carry this message with all of you. Some decades ago, there was a student like you. He also received an education in a university. He also passed out in great distinction as the best outgoing student, with an academic brilliance to his credit. But what did he do after that, and what is he doing today, is the lesson of learning we have acquired in this convocation. He went on to build a university. He went on to build a medical college. He went on to give every moment and every cell of his body for humanity, for each and every one of us. There can be no greater gift of gratitude, of obeisance, or reverence than giving the gift of yourself in the service in the name of your Master. And that is the unique signature of Sathya Sai University of Human Excellence. Excellence truly is the pursuit of reverence. Life eventually becomes reverential because we were not born as biological accidents. We were born to be children of immortality, and that comes out from this university. So this is the moment you should treasure. This is a moment you will remember for lives to come, wherein you received not mere secular or even spiritual education. You received the gift of your heartbeat, the gift of the Master embodying himself in you. He will walk as each one of you. He will live your lives as each one of you. He will go out into the world and carry out the message and mission of his Master through each one of you. That is what makes a student of Sathya Sai University of Human Excellence a divine soul walking this earth. You will realize how precious, how valuable, and how reverential life is. May all the best happen to you today and in the days and in the times to come, because you will be the torchbearers of a world of greater good being done and will be lived in the world hereafter. Sai Ram, and all the very best.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words to the students and a wonderful reminder of the benediction and blessings that flows through the legacy of this university into the students across the batches. Indeed, they are Amritasya Putra. Thank you, sir, for those encouraging words. May I now invite Shri B.N. Narasimhamurti ji to address all of us.
Dearest Sadhguru, very dear brothers, Dr. Isaac Tigrett and Dr. C. Srinivas, let me confess at the very outset, because of the two wise men sitting on the right side of our beloved Sadhguru, I also somewhat became wise. The piece of oration that you just now heard from Brother Srinivas has overwhelmed me, to say the least. As he pointed out in his wonderful piece of oration, Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai is the greatest alumnus of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. He is the greatest miracle of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Many of the wonderful brothers and sisters whom I see here have watched Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba performing wonderful miracles, myriad types of miracles, materializations from nowhere, cancelling cancer, curing incurable diseases, building miraculous institutions for human uplift. But let me tell you, the greatest gift that Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba gave to the world is Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan. But for this gift, let me confess from the depths of my heart that the mission of Sathya Sai Baba would have failed. I might have stunned you, but let me quote from the autobiography of Sadhguru, which is going to be released it was supposed to be released today. It is not released. From the last page of that autobiography, complete autobiography. He titles it The Parting Note. This will reveal to you why I said without Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, the mission of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba would have failed. Without Swami Vivekananda, the mission of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa would have failed. You and I agree. Everybody will agree with that. But for Vivekananda, nobody would know about Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. But Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba was known to millions of people all over the world. But still the mission would have failed. Let me narrate what Sadhguru has written in the parting note. This happened on 24th of April, 2020, 9 months after Sri Madhusudan ji became Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai on this very stage 5 years ago on 19th of July 2019. There was the ascent. 24th of April 2020, Sadhguru was sitting in the corridor, front corridor of the Premdeep, where Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba came, visited many times and dined many times, though he did not sleep there even for one night. He was sitting and looking at the wonderful nature. Just then, there were some summer showers, and he was looking at the green garden down below, right up to the lake, which you see in the northeast of this wonderful campus. Patches of green here and there. And he thought of 24th of April, 2011. Just then, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba appeared is his most bewitching smile. A smile which we have missed for a while. The universe has missed that smile for a while. Only those of us who are bewitched by that bewitching smile understand what I am telling you. He appeared there in his red-orange robe, and Sadhguru, he looked at Sadhguru. You know, this is what Baba told Sadhguru. This is 24th April. Do you remember that 24th April? Swami, how can I forget? Exactly on this day, in 2011, at 7:30 in the morning, I heard the news of your giving up the body on the TV channels. I am still confounded by the chaos and confusion that followed after that. Then Sathya Sai Baba said, see, that day, when I left the body, lakhs of people were thinking of me. But I was thinking of one person who would take my mission forward in this world. I was in the hearts of lakhs of people, but there was only one person in my heart, that is you, he told Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan. My dear brothers and sisters and boys and girls, do you now understand why I say without Sadhguru Madhusudan Sai, the mission of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba would have failed? It is not my saying. He chose one and the only person who could have taken his mission forward, that is Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Exactly 5 years ago, Sri Madhusudan Ji became Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. Man became God. There was the ascent of man into godhood. Who is a Sadhguru? Who is a master? In this autobiography somewhere, I read Sadhguru himself writing, a master is one who knows the way, who goes the way, and who shows the way. He knows the way, he goes the way, and shows the way. And that way was shown by Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba to Sadhguru Sri Madhusudan Sai. What is that way? Tamevekam janata atmanam anya vacho vimunchata amrutasya esha setuhu, declares the Upanishad. Amrutasya esha setuhu. This is the bridge to immortality. That is the way to immortality. When I say he knows the way, he goes the way and shows the way, he alone among us. When I say among us, I talk about millions of devotees of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba and thousands of devotees of Sadguru Madhusudan Sai who had never ever seen Sathya Sai Baba have flocked to Sadguru because of this mission of mercy. Amrutasya esha setuho. This is the bridge to immortality. From death to immortality. That is what he knows. Tamevekam janata. Know only that. Atmanam. Divinity, self, God, Jehovah, Jesus, Allah. You call him by any name. Only him you have to know. Anya vacho vimunchata. Give up all other talk. This is what the emphatically Upanishad tells you. This alone will release you from death and sorrow once for all, will lead you to the immortality. See, that is what a Sadguru is. And finally, I would like to quote Khalil Gibran for those who don't understand the Vedantic terminology about a Sadguru. In his wonderful work, Son of Man, a kind of biography of Jesus Christ, he writes, he was a man like you and me, only to sight, touch, and hearing. In all other ways, he was unlike us. He was one amongst us, but not one with us. He was upon the earth, but yet he belonged to the sky. Only in our aloneness may we visit his land of aloneness. This is what Khalil Gibran said about Jesus Christ. Of all people, it was Michael Johnson who said the greatest education is watching masters at work. Many of us had the good fortune of watching two masters at work. I tell you, not many people will get it. Even Swami Vivekananda watched only one master. We, you and I, who had the singular good fortune of looking into the eyes of Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba when he walked the earth, and now into the eyes of Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai when he is walking the earth. We are singularly fortunate. I had that good fortune of watching two great masters at work from very close quarters. When Khalil Gibran says, he was a man like you and me, but only to sight, touch, and hearing. In all other ways, he was unlike us. Sadguru today walks like you and me, talks like you and me, eats like you and me. But let's understand, he is unlike us. I will take another opportunity to talk about how he is unlike us. What did Khalil Gibran mean? My dear brothers and sisters, as Brother Sri Srinivas and my dearest brother Tigrett, Tiger, many times, he was angry with me. But he has a heart like butter, I would say. Vajradapi katorani mruduni kusumadapi. That is what the Indian scriptures talk about great masters. Vajradapi katorani. They are harder and harsher than the diamond, but softer than the flowers. All masters are like that. Baba was like that. Sadguru also is like that. We need to understand, apart from our devotion and love for him, that fear also should be there in us. That fear that let me not displease him. That is the fear, nothing else. Let me not hurt him. Especially to boys and girls, our students, please remember this. He is Vajradapi Katorani. He can become harsher and harder than the diamond. But Mruduni Kusumadapi is softer than the flower. Generally is softer than the flower. That is your and my good fortune. With these words I conclude and pray to Sadguru for his divine benedictory discourse on this most auspicious occasion, on this wonderful evening of Guru Purnima, 5 years after his ascent. Thank you very much. Sai Ram to you.
Sri Adi Shankaracharya in Viveka Chudamani prays to the Guru. Swamin Namaste Nataloka Bandho Karunya Sindho Patitam Bhavabdho Mam Uddharatmiya Kataksha Drishtya Rijvati Karunya Sudha Vivrashtya. O Swami, O Master, O Guru, I bow down to you, Namaste, without any ego. Because whoever bends in front of you and bows down, you become his bandhu, you become his friend, his relation, his caretaker. So I bow down to you in all humility. I have fallen, patita, I have fallen. Where? Into this bhavabdhi, into this ocean of samsara, which binds you with ego and attachments. I have fallen into this trap, in this ocean, bhavabdho. Mama Uddhari, please save me from this state of being caught in this ocean of samsara. Save me. How? By giving me one straight look from the corner of your eye. Just like the rains come in straight lines, so also just give me one straight look from the corner of your eyes. Have compassion on me, that's what he means. I don't need all of your attention. A little attention you give to this fallen fellow and you will redeem me, O Master. This is how, with such humility, Adi Shankaracharya bows down to his Guru and prays to him. His Guru gave him a job. He was just 8 or so when he left Kaladi in south, in Kerala, and walked all the way to his Guru near Narmada, which is in Madhya Pradesh. And when he met Govinda Bhagavad Pada, his Guru, the Guru was already quite old in the body. He was aging. And he had a worry in his heart. And the worry was that there were so many scriptures he had taken upon himself to translate into a simpler language, to explain them well so that common people could understand what these great Vedas and Upanishads contained. Because you just can't read it like a storybook. These are very deep. And without a guru, without a guide, you will not be able to navigate these Vedas and Upanishads. You will misunderstand them. So Bhagavad Pada, Govinda Bhagavad Pada, Shankaracharya's Guru, took upon himself this task of getting these books in a way translated into simpler language, and also to explain the meaning, the depth of the meaning behind all these verses. And he was not finding any student who could do this. And as God would decide, Bhagwan Adi Shankara took avatar. As a young boy, he took sannyasa, walked all the way searching for a guru, and then met Bhagavad Pada, and then submitted himself to him, saying, "You may use me as you please." Bhagavad Pada had many disciples too, whom he had given this task of writing the commentaries on these scriptures. But it wasn't to his satisfaction. When this young Adi Shankaracharya came there in his teens and took up the task of writing these commentaries, after thoroughly testing Shankaracharya for his capabilities, finally Govinda Bhagavad Pada satisfied himself and then gave the job to Adi Shankaracharya. And by the time he was 16, he had finished commenting on all those scriptures that his guru had given. They became Shankara Bhashyams. We all have benefited from that. And not just that, he went on to write many other Prakarana Granthas, which are like additional reading or reference books, reading which you will be able to understand the original scriptures in a better way. All of 16. And today, Adi Shankaracharya's legacy is there for all of us to benefit from. Everybody must be grateful to such a guru like Govind Bhagavad Pada, who took upon himself a task that was impossible in those days. Remember, those were pre-Premamrutham Prakashana days. You didn't have printing presses, you didn't have computers, softwares, no nothing. In a cold cave by the Narmada river, in an old ashram, all these mendicants and monks were living, young boys with that old guru, and were going on writing and writing on those tamra patras, the leaves, the palm leaves. And they would write, and if you want to make another copy, you just can't cut, paste, and print. You have to rewrite the whole thing if you make a mistake. And then, if you want to make another copy, write again, without making a mistake. And this is how they propagated this knowledge under the guidance of their guru. So when Adi Shankaracharya took up this task, he simply followed whatever his guru said. He didn't think, is it possible for me to execute this task? Am I capable of it? Would it be possible for me to do it in the perfect way, to the satisfaction of the guru, and as it should be? Will I fail in my duties? All these anxieties did not bother him, because he simply submitted to the guru as an empty instrument. Like a pen. Pen has no mind of its own. It doesn't write on its own. The holder of the pen writes it. The writer, the author writes using the pen. Like that, he submitted himself as a pure instrument, saying, redeem me in some way or the other. And his redemption came through this seva that his guru gave. You do this and you shall be redeemed. And now rest is history. He himself became a Jivan Mukta Jnani, and then he went on propagating Sanatana Dharma, Advaita, more than anything else. Sanatana Dharma had many various streams of philosophies and schools, but the need of the hour was to teach about oneness of all creation and not just about philosophies and all other mythology and scriptures. To unite people as one in divinity was his task. And he gave Advaita Siddhanta. He explained it so succinctly that anybody who reads it today, you can understand. In fact, his commentary on any of these scriptures, if you read, he gives a different perspective altogether, in another way. And as Bhagavad Gita commentaries you can read, his Upanishads commentary you can read, he gives a different perspective. Many times we miss the point, we miss that view, but he gives that. And this kind of work he did at a very, very young age, which very old scholars could not do it. Why he could do it? What was special about him? Nothing really big special other than that he just submitted himself as a hollow instrument to the guru, saying, I am here to do your will. Use me as you please. I have no mind of my own. I have no plans, no ambitions, no backup plans also. I am here for you and you alone. Do what you want with me. And to his guru's satisfaction, he did the job. And this is the story of every guru and shishya in our Indian traditions or in any tradition of the world. Whenever a guru has blessed the shishya who is totally surrendered and who has submitted himself or herself completely to the divine, to the guru, without holding anything for himself or herself, that is when such amazing transformational incidents, transformational works have happened in the world. So our story is not different from the story which is just now I mentioned. Tasks seemed insurmountable, almost impossible, undoable, and anybody could get anxious just thinking about what was to be done. But it is only pure instrumentation, nimitta. When such an instrument is found by a guru, the guru can do anything in this world. And this is the story of every disciple who submits in complete surrender to the guru. That disciple himself becomes a guru in times to come. And this is our story too. It's very emotionally, very intensely put by all the people in their own ways. The three wise men, as they told, sometimes they were also called the three musketeers. And even worse, three monkeys. Depends on the mood of Bhagavan. So, they were the ones who traveled. Actually, 5 of us traveled. 3 of them, me, and 1 without the body, you know who. So we all traveled country to country, homes to homes. I can't even imagine. If you ask me to do it all over again, I don't know whether we can do it. But we were all mad. We were all kind of hypnotized in a state of, I don't know, looked like delirium. You see, you just don't know what's going on. You're just following, follow the master. That's it. Wherever he goes, just follow. Without thinking whether it is possible, not possible, tickets will be available, visa will come, will somebody receive us in a respectable way? Would we be able to convey what we have to convey? None of these things bothered us. We just went on and on and on till a certain point in time, and then it kind of slowed down because everybody also had other tasks to do. Our Srinivas ji had hospitals to build, Narasimhamurti ji had education mission, and Tigrett took upon the mission of spreading the word of God in terms of these books which you just now saw, Sanathana Dharma and Uvacha series. All these works started by Mr. Tigrett. And all of them were in a different zone. They were so submitted and surrendered to Bhagavan that the thing mattered to them. They didn't think is this the age to do all these things? Is this what they should start at this age after all? Would they be able to even achieve at this age when they begin such big projects? None of these things bothered them because they had submitted themselves to the Guru. That's it. That's the end of all discussions. So because of that submission and surrender only all this has happened. Nothing, there's no secret recipe to it. Whenever a disciple surrenders himself or herself to the Guru in fullest, in completeness, that is when all this magic starts happening. And these are stories. Today it may sound very, when we talk every day, we see each other, we do things. It's become as the new normal for us. It does not excite or it does not surprise or stun us anymore because this has become our way of life. But 100 years down the line, there will be people who will read these books, who would watch these videos, who would hear these stories, and they are the ones who are going to be stunned. They are the ones who will be inspired. And who knows, hundreds of them may take to this path, maybe thousands, maybe millions, because they have been inspired by an act of surrender and submission, which is the highest that humans can achieve. To surrender completely to the Guru or God is the highest achievement of human birth. There is nothing that you can do more than that. With every cell of your body, every thought, every word, every action, you completely submit and surrender to the divine, to that divine Guru, and you will become divine. Brahma Veda Brahmaiva Bhavati. You will become God because you get to know God. An iron gets magnetized and becomes magnet. Philosopher's stone touches a piece of metal, it also turns it into gold. Likewise, the Sishya who submits to the Guru becomes a Guru. And you don't have to ask whether it has happened any time before. How does it happen? Show me the proof. You have proof sitting in front of you. You can't deny that. And whether you want to know, I am really a master, just look around what's going on. And look within also. And you will know there is a proof for everything. I don't have to prove it to anybody. But whatever task was given, we simply bowed our head down and said, Namaste. We bow down to you. We surrender to you. All we expect is to do your will. All we expect is to do your will to your satisfaction, as you want. And that is why all these wonderful things come up. I'm not saying we did not make mistakes. Let me also tell you. We did make mistakes. We sometimes might have fallen short. Why might? We have fallen short. But every time we fell, we rose again. We didn't give up. Uttishtata, jagrata, prapyavaran nibodhata, kshurasya dhara nishita duratyaya durgam patastat kavayo vadanti, it says. Arise, awake, and stop not till you reach the goal. And walking this path is like walking on a sharpened razor's edge. It means a little distraction and you'll cut yourself. That is what the people from old times have said, is what the Upanishad tells. Who says this? Yamadharmaraja tells Nachiketa that this path of spirituality, which is basically submitting to your spiritual master, is not a cakewalk. It's not a bed of roses, not even a bed of thorns. It is a razor's edge, and that too Nishita, sharpened razor's edge. It's really, really sharp. But the one who surrenders and whose focus is only God will not deviate and get distracted, will not cut himself. In fact, he will be happily able to walk through this whatever path of fire and reach the other end. It is possible. So when 2019, Bhagavan told me, and again I'm talking to you as a family, because whenever I see all these faces, I know all of them because I have been to their countries, met them there many, many times. Now they are here at our home, this home of the divine, and we are all sitting like a family, talking to each other like members of family. So I'm just sharing. On the eve of 2019, July, when I was to undertake this task, till then I was just like another one of you, just following the master, doing whatever was asked to do. And I had some insights and certain, can't call it powers or siddhis, but certain things that come with what you do. These were the tools and probably techniques that you need to do what you were doing. So it was all bestowed upon me. But I never used it to my advantage or for simply fulfilling somebody's wish or doing some help to somebody. Unless it was told by Bhagavan, I would not use any of these things. I would simply keep quiet. That is the time he called all the three of them. I remember that morning of 19th, he called three of them, but the previous night he told me that be ready. And whenever he told his word, be ready, I always had shivers down my spine. I knew something big is coming and this is going to be beyond me. He just said, be ready. So that word itself told me that something is planning to do tomorrow. And then in the morning he said, keep 2 chairs. Then I got a hint. He said, keep 2 chairs. And he himself had got these chairs made. This one, the gold one, and the other was a silver one. Then he told, keep the chairs by the side of each other. I said, okay, I'll get it done. But I knew, one chair we knew it's for whom is the other chair. And no guesses now, because we knew he was up to something. And that was pushing my limits. See, it was very easy to just shadow him or just walk behind. But it was very difficult to lead. Suddenly you are, whatever, the one whom you depended on, suddenly he says, no more you can depend on me, you just have to be independent now. Actually, independent, he pointed, in means the inside. You have to be independent and do what needs to be done. It was very scary, to tell you the truth. I was not comfortable at all. Almost, I jumped out of my skin at the very announcement that you have to sit on the next chair. And I thought, what was the reason for my fear and anxiety? Was it because the chair was too tall, I wouldn't be comfortable? Not at all. Was it that people will start now looking at me as another master, and I know what masters go through. I've seen his life. It was not all bed of roses, let me tell you. It was a very difficult life that he led. Was I ready to lead a life like that? That scared me. Was I ready to take up the responsibility of these many people's lives? Was I ready to accept them as my very own and do everything in my might for their spiritual as well as material welfare? Do I have that bandwidth? Do I have that capacity? These thoughts started worrying me. My own capacity and deservedness was something that I wasn't sure of. And that was not easy. Let me tell you, many people have looked at that incident from different points of view. Some even went on to say it's blasphemous or whatever. But for me, it was a very, very difficult experience. But the only thing that made me do whatever we did was because we had submitted to him that we will do anything that you say. The last thing I could do in my life was to say no to him. And he knew that. They say man's prayer is, a prayer is devotee's strength and God's weakness. But saying no to him was my weakness. And that is the strength he had. He knew that he can get anything out of me if he asks. I may dilly-dally, but I will do it. So he told, time is coming, you must go. And in the morning, just go and sit on that chair. I said, I just can't do that. I'm not equal to you. I'm not even a fraction of you. How do you expect me to sit there and make the whole world think that I have thought too much of myself? It's just not possible. That is the time when I analyze what is stopping me, and I realize my own individuality is what is stopping me. What will people think? What will they say? Will it lead to confusion? Will it lead to chaos? Will people, start becoming angry? Will they object to what is going on? Will they become against us? So many of these thoughts crowded my mind. But at the end of it, as I said, the only thing that has kept us in good stead is bow down your head and simply look at his feet and follow. Don't look around, because he may be walking high peaks, he might be going into deep ravines, he might be walking on fire. Just don't look around, because the moment you look around, you'll get overwhelmed. So I learned that. Just look at him and just follow, so that you don't get distracted. And that is how we have come this far. In fact, physically it has happened when he had sent me long back to Hemkund Sahib, that is in the Himalayas, you see. And from there you go to Badrinath and all that. And I am not used to this much of physical work. That is a trek of 70 kilometers up in the Himalayas with thin air, and without that kind of physical fitness, going up and down was not easy. And you do it over 3 days, of course, not in a single day. But even a single day or 20-kilometer trek was not my cup of tea. So we started off on the trek, and first evening you have to reach a certain place. But to reach that place, I felt that I'll collapse, because it wasn't my cup of tea. And we were almost 2 p.m. or 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. We were trekking from morning 7:30 or 8. And by 4 we must reach the place, because it will become dark, it will start raining. You have to reach that camp. And I lost all my strength. I was fainting. It was getting dark, and I was just having no strength. And I sat down on a piece of rock. And I said, I just can't move from here, because I'm so tired. My legs are shaking. I have no energy left, and eyes are closing. Body is drooping. I cannot take it. And in my mind, I told Bhagavan, it's not my cup of tea. I think I will rather go back, because that might be easier to go back in next 2 hours. I may run and go back, but going another 2 hours up, I'm not going to do. And I just sat down, and he just appeared there. I still remember, in a white robe he appeared. Fresh, always fresh. And he tells me, Endu kurchuna, why are you sitting? Why are you sitting? I said, I cannot walk. That is it. This is the end of my trek and trip. I am going back. He said, no, na ventara. He said, come behind me. And he started walking. The moment he got up, it's out of reverence. We are not, if our master gets up and walks, you don't sit and relax there. You sit up and run behind, right? So it was my natural instinct to just get up and walk. Imagine somebody with a stick and everything. I was saying I cannot walk. The moment he appeared and started walking so fast, I instinctively got up without any effort and walked the next 2 hours behind him, just watching him. I did not know where he's taking me. And we reached the camp. The first evening's camp. That was a lesson for me. That the moment he leads, follow. Do not delay. Do not worry. Whether you are capable, not capable, where he's taking you, just don't worry. When a guru tells you, walk behind me, just walk. That is the submission and surrender he wanted from me, and that is exactly what I want from you. Submitting and surrendering to him should become our very nature. We should not have anxieties, we should not have fear, we should not have worries. It all shows that we are not yet surrendered, that's it. When we surrender to Guru, all these should disappear. Now you may ask, so what happened another time? Were you able to remain in this state forever? No, because every time the task gets bigger, the terrain gets steeper. So every time you have to build your strength. But he knows how to build it gradually, your spiritual strength. So when we came this far, it's only because we simply wanted to follow. And one day he just left me in the middle of nowhere. That was the July of 2019. It said, now you're on your own. I have taught you everything that I needed to teach you. You will do good. Don't worry. Just go ahead. I said, but what about if I need some help, if I get confused, if I need guidance? He said, don't worry. I'm there inside you as your very intuition. The intuition within you is the most selfless thought. That's how you can think of intuition. It's most selfless thought. I am there within you. Just follow that. Don't worry. Don't fear. Everything will be okay. Despite that, there are so many times when I sat down and prayed saying, please come, because he had promised me, anytime I think of him, he will come. Despite this, sometimes I could not trust the intuition. I asked him, please come and tell me, confirm that this is what exactly needs to be done. And sometimes he came and confirmed, yes, it is. Why do you keep on asking me? Just go ahead. Sometimes he even told me, no, see, recheck with your heart. Is this really what needs to be done? And I checked. Sometimes I realized, no, I'm doing it out of compulsion because I've become emotional about somebody whose problems are very bad and I feel like helping. But actually it is the karma also. I shouldn't interfere. Sometimes he has warned me not to interfere. So many lessons on the way. These 5 years journey has been a very unique one. I think this is the journey every soul will be on at some point in time or the other. I tried to capture what I could in the book. Of course, the book does not do justice. It only captures, it's more of writing by eliminating most of the things than by selecting, because that's all can be fitted into a couple of pages. But this journey of Jivatma to Paramatma is the journey through submission and surrender. Anything less than that would not suffice. Even one cell of your body, you want to keep it for yourself. Even one day of your life, you want to reserve for your own sake. Even one thing, material or otherwise, you want to retain it for some anxiety or worry of the future, surrender is not complete. It's either 100% or it is 0%. It's a binary. It's not 50%, 70%, I'm 60% there. This doesn't work. If you're not 100% there, you're not there, simple as that. You're at 0 only. Because the next number that comes in surrender from 0 is 100. There are no numbers in between, no scale, no meter. It's either 0 or you jump to 100. Anything less than that is not surrender. So this is the surrender that is Gurus ask as a Guru Dakshina. And that if any one of us, all of us can do it, let me tell you, our lives will be so beautiful, light, effortless, and full of bliss. Just now they chanted from Anandavalli or somewhere in Chaitanya Upanishad that what is the joy that a man is capable of achieving? And it says, if the man yuva syat sadhu yuvadhyayakaha ashishto barishto dridishto balishtaha tasyayam prithvim sarvam vittasya purna syat. It says if a man is young and able-bodied without any diseases, very strong and handsome, and he owns the whole earth and all the wealth in the earth, that is equal to 1 unit of human joy. This is some kind of mathematics the Rishi does. 1 unit of human joy is if you own the whole of the earth and all the wealth in it. Imagine you have to be better than Elon Musk and Bill Gates and everybody. Ambani's recently. And you should be young, you cannot get old. And you should be healthy, you cannot get sick. And you should be very able-bodied and handsome and strong. Only if you're all these, then you compare it to 1 unit of joy, let us say. That's called Manushananda, 1 unit of human joy. So what is divine joy? The Rishi goes so beautifully. 100 of these joys, units, 100 units of this is Manushya Gandharvanam Ananda. The Gandharvas are there, one more level above humans. These are demigods kind of people. Their joy is like that because they never age, they never fall sick, they never hungry, they never tired because they don't belong to the body. So they live this kind of life. They're very wealthy. Yakshas, Gandharvas and all that. So that is the joy. 100 units of human joy is equal to 1 Manushya Gandharvana. Then after that is Deva Gandharvana, which is another multiplied by 100. Then Pitra Chiraloka Lokana Mananda, your Pitrus who are living in better worlds, not the fallen Pitrus, but those elevated ones, their joys. Then from there is there is a hierarchy, it goes all the way to Devanam, then Indranam, then Brahaspatiranandaha, Prajapatiranandaha, finally Brahmananda it comes to the ultimate joy of the divine self, which I calculated is 10 to the power 20 times of human joy unit. That's the Upanishadic way of telling you what it is to be experiencing the divine joy compared to this human joy, which they don't even consider if you are not young and healthy and don't own whole earth and all the wealth in it. They don't even consider. That is 1 unit of joy. 10 to the power 20 times is the joy of being a divine being, the Rishi says. But there is a simpler way too, he says. You don't have to become Ambanis and Adanis and all that. What is the other? Shrotriyasya cha akamahatasya. Every time it repeats. Every time it repeats. After every time it says 100 units of this is equal to 1 unit of that. It says the other option is Shrotriyasya cha akamahatasya. Become a Shrotriya, become a learned person, learned in scriptures. Learned means not memorizing it, but understanding the scriptures, experiencing the scriptures. Akamahatasya. And cha akamahatasya. It's not or, it is and. Know the truth of the scriptures, experience it, and have no desires. Akamahata. There is no desire in you for yourself. Desire for welfare of the world might be there. Desire for attaining God can be there. But no personal desires. No selfish desires. Achieve this, you achieve the same thing. You achieve the 10 to the power 20 times this Ambani plus Adani plus Elon Musk plus Bill Gates plus all their joys put together is equal to one work, which is to become learned in scriptures, that is experiencing the truth of scriptures which you are hearing every day. What are the scriptural truths? Aham Brahma, Sarvam Brahma. All these truths you experience and have no desires whatsoever. If you achieve this, you achieve the same joy as all these gods and demigods and their bosses and everybody till Brahman, who is the supreme Godhead. They all experience the joy because they have experienced the truth of the scriptures and they have no desires for themselves. So may I ask you, a Guru Dakshina again. You must be wondering, this Guru is getting too demanding by the day. But what am I trying to achieve? I am trying to make you akamahata. I am trying to achieve at least the 50% of this equation, which is become desireless. Desireless means you have no desires for yourselves. So they have no attachment, no fears, no worries, because there is nothing to desire, so there is no worry. Only desire binds us. Desires make us weak. If you have no desire, you are courageous. You are selfless, you are courageous. Desires make us weak. So this is the call to become bold and strong by shedding all the desires. Have desire for good of all. We also have desires to build the hospital so that more good can happen. To children can get food, education, health, good desires. We work for that. But we don't work in fear. We don't work in anxiety. We don't work in worries. Just like when we are raising our own children and we worry whether this fellow will turn out to be a good or a bad fellow. Should I make this much investment in this fellow at all? We worry about our own. When we raise our children, we have 101 questions. But we don't ask these questions. We just do because that is what needs to be done. That's divinely ordained. We don't work in fear. So that is the idea of akamahata. Become that. That is what will be given to you through your service opportunities. You can become akamahata. Every desire is for the welfare of another. Why should I wake up in the morning, dress up and show up? Because I have service to do at the hospital. I'm a doctor, I must treat the patients. I'm a teacher, I must teach the students. I'm a cleaner, I must keep the premises clean. Or I'm an electrician, make sure everything is working. Or I'm a plumber, make sure all the pipes are good. Whatever you are waking up only to do good to others. You are akahamataha still. That's one way. So half of the job I'm doing for you by giving you the opportunity to become akamahata. The other half is shrotriya, learned in scriptures and experiencing the truth. See, that is your personal sadhana. I can teach you the scriptures. I can guide you through the scriptures. Like tomorrow we are starting the study of Ishavasya Upanishad. A very short Upanishad of just 18 verses, but very, very, it's a intense, it's a concentrated dose, high dose of Upanishads, just 18 verses. We are going to do for 3 days. But that Upanishad and many more, I can teach you the scriptural truths. To experience the truth, you have to do sadhana. What is the sadhana? Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Hear it, contemplate on it, practice it. This part you have to do. I can't do this for you. I can serve the food, I can't eat for you. You have to eat for yourself. So this effort, one side, will make you a shrotriya. And akamahata, through all the organizational activities, you will become akamahata. Whether you are working here or in any other country of anywhere. Doing selfless service is the other side of it. Just do these two things. And you will experience the same effortless life that of God's. Full of joy, full of bliss. And that's your nature, that's our nature. We must reclaim it. Because we have forgotten, it's not lost to us, we just forgotten. Where did we keep it? We have not lost it. We haven't become poorer. We just forgotten where did we keep it. We find it, we become good again. That's all these scriptures and this seva can do for us. And this is possible for every one of you. When Bhagavan told, see, your title will be Sadguru. He himself chose. Now, it's up to others whether they believe in this or not. At least the people in this room will believe whatever I'm saying and believe the autobiography also, I hope. But I do not know others. But when he told his name will be Sadguru, it's a very uncomfortable title, because we are not used to such titles. Actually, I just being another alumnus coming from a regular academic background, suddenly you tell you have to be Sadguru, I start worrying, should I have to grow beard and should I have to, I don't know, what shall I do? In fact, I did not even have a proper attire. I used to roam around in kurta pajamas and pants and shirts and safaris. Till one day he told, Idem bagledu, this is no good. You change. Then I said, what should I wear? Then he got me a dhoti to wear. We were going to Gulbarga and he told me, from my cupboard you take out one dhoti, an orange dhoti. I thought maybe in Gulbarga they forgot to keep dhoti, so he's asking me. I took that dhoti and went. Then when we were going for the function, he told, Katko means tie it. I said, what tie it? He said, this dhoti. I told, dhoti, I am not going to tie this dhoti. I am very uncomfortable with this traditional clothing, you see. I am very comfortable with, at least kurta pajama is doable. Dhoti and all is very difficult. So I was trying to dodge that. No, you tie it. Let's see. Choose thumb. Just let's see. Not like I want to wear and you to wear and go. Simply just see. Then I tied. Then he said, Chala Babundi, it's very good. Keep it on. No, he's a guru. He knows how to get things done. So I tied the dhoti, and till today I'm uncomfortable. And then somehow I got some kind of a string or something and tied it tightly because I was not used to it. And then I went down not knowing how people are going to react. So they laugh at me. They will think what's gone wrong with him. I did not know what to do, but simply following. You see, my weakness and his strength. My weakness I'll follow nevertheless. Even if I cry, I complain, I'll follow. He knew that. So that's how first dhoti came on. And then from dhoti, one day somebody came and brought a shawl and said that just this attire is not looking complete, let us put a shawl on you. When they put the shawl, that shawl I showed, and he said, this is not looking good, silk is better, to get the silk done. That's how we got, and then now devotees have gone berserk about my clothing. So they keep offering whatever they think they can. And I only think maybe some poor weaver somewhere has prayed to God for some business, and that's how this is going on. Nevertheless, the idea was that we just followed. That's all I'm trying to say. We followed whatever he said. So that was not easy for me. Every step of the journey was difficult because everything was new and strange and unfamiliar and uncomfortable. But you are constantly pushed out of your comfort zones if you are with your guru. Till when? Till you become Shrotriya cha akamahatasya. You realize the scriptural truth and you realize your divinity through desireless service, selfless service for the sake of all. This is what everybody has to do, sooner or later. The sooner, the better. The later, the worse, because this is the opportunity for every one of us. So I only am trying to teach you what I have learned. I am only trying to make you experience what I have experienced. And when he told Sadhguru, he mentioned that you have to be a teacher to others. You cannot just be happy with yourself that you realize the self and now you are happy by yourself, you don't need to do anything. He said, no. You have to teach it to the others. And you know, all those who are teachers, what a painful job it is. If you're not a teacher, suppose you're a graduate, you get a job, you go move on in life, do what you want, it's very easy. But if you're put back to teach others who are unwilling, who are resisting, who are not submitting, it's so difficult to get them to do things. But the job of a guru or a Sadguru is that to even convince those who are not willing that this is your path, this is what will give you joy, this is what will give you ultimate satisfaction. Put efforts, let's move, let's walk, I'm with you. And every time they fall, go pick them up, console them, give them the courage, motivate them, and again make them walk. And sometimes they walk away also, not just walk with or walk along. They walk away, then go behind them and catch them somewhere and then bring them back again. Sanmargamunu veedi charinche varala cheypatti kaapadute deeksha naku. It's my pledge that I will catch hold of people by hand and bring them back. It's not easy. I'm sure those who are running primary schools, they know how to keep 40 kids in a class is so difficult. You put one fellow in this place, the other fellow runs away. You get them back, this fellow is out. So getting into the wrong ways is very easy in this Kali Yuga. Wrong way means not like evil ways. Wrong way is simply not the way to God, way to the world. That's the wrong way, wrong turn. To keep them coming back and keep them motivating. And sometimes Vajradapi Katorani, sometimes have to become really, really hard and very harsh because they are not listening. To make them understand and drive some sense into their hard heads, sometimes I have to take that, they call Narasimhamurti, not Narasimhamurti avatar, Narasimha avatar, that I take upon myself once in a while. Because I have to make sure that they are walking on the right path. The moment a guru gives up on you, that's the end of your spiritual journey. Don't ever push your guru to the situation where he loses interest in your welfare and gives up on you. That is the worst day of your life. There cannot be a worse thing that can happen to you than the day when Guru thinks of you that he or she is undeserving of my grace and love. Let me drop her or him. That is the end of all our lifetimes of efforts. So if a Guru has happened to you, consider yourselves very, very blessed, because I keep repeating, parents can happen to everybody. To even insect, there is a father and mother and a grandfather and grandmother and great one. But to humans alone, Gurus happen. And if amongst the billions of people, if you have been blessed to have a Guru, take it seriously. Take it seriously. So that you utilize this opportunity and don't drive Guru nuts. Don't drive him crazy by running away, running off, making him work extra hours to get you back onto the path. If you simply follow, your job is, Guru's job is done. So simply follow, that's all I'm saying. The Guru Purnima, Guru Dakshina, apart from all that you do is fine, is total submission, surrender to the divine. And do the divine will. Not your will, his will, her will, my will, everybody. Just do the divine will. And because we are incapable of sometimes listening to the divine because of the chaotic mind, because of so many other thoughts, so Guru helps us. I call it GPS, Guru Positioning System. When you don't know the road, you are not sure right or left turn or the next to that, better put on the GPS and ask. And it works. It tells you where to go. And by mistake you miss the turn, the GPS recalculates the route and tells you. Of course you will reach 10 minutes late now because you had missed the turn. But nevertheless it recalculates and tells you, okay, come back. But if you just follow the GPS as it is in the first place, these wasting of time, energy, resources won't happen. You would be faster and you will be happier reaching the destination. So remember that Guru does not happen to everybody. If it has happened to you, you're very lucky. This is my parting note. Actually, the last lines of the book is this, that may a Guru happen to you, either within or without. May you also walk this path and may you also attain the highest. This is my prayer for all the readers who are reading this book. That is what I write at the end. May a Guru happen to you. May a business happen to you, profit happen to you, academic qualifications happen to you, may popularity happen to you. All that others will bless. Shatamanam bhavadishatayu purushashatendriya ayushyevendriya pratishyati rochano rochamanam shobhano shobhamanam kalyanam bahu putra labham dhanadhanyam. All that they will bless you with. I don't want to give any of these blessings. Don't even expect this from me. If you ask me for a blessing, this is what I will tell. May that guidance of the Guru be there with you, so that you walk this path, you don't give up and you reach your destination. This is the only blessing I will give you. And if you tell me how do I do that, I will show you all these projects, service projects, and I will show you your bank accounts, and I will show you all your attachments, saying, see how much you have still. These attachments are the ones, these fears are the ones which are not letting you move forward. They are dead weight in your journey. Be fearless, be courageous. I'm not saying that if you have a role to play in the society, you have a duty, live accordingly. You should dress accordingly, move accordingly, stay accordingly, do accordingly. That is a duty. That is also a dharma, you are doing it. But beyond your need is what I do not agree with. And what is your need? You have to define. How much you need to eat to be happy? That you know. How everybody's appetite is different. So once you assess that, be courageous to sacrifice. Without sacrifice, this path cannot be walked. And what is the sacrifice? These are the sacrifices. Complete submission means complete annihilation of one's ego. That personality, that individuality, the complete merger of mind into God. That is when God takes over. Otherwise it will not happen. Let us not fool ourselves. Another 100 discourses I can give, another 100 gurus can come to you. But if you do not rise and follow, all that will be simply wasted effort. And this is the best time. I have somehow understood that this time in Kali Yuga is the best time to achieve this. And this is the best place to achieve this. And these are the best situations to achieve this. And these are the best people you can work with as co-travelers to achieve this. And this is the best Guru you can get it at this point. Somebody wrote to me for Guru Purnima, Swami, I submit myself, I pray to you. I'm so lucky that you are the top of the line Guru. This is what she wrote to me. Top of the line Guru at this point in time. Why? Because I am dead serious about your spiritual growth. I am not fooling around. I'm not just having fun. I'm very, very serious. That's why you also take it seriously. You also submit and surrender. You are also journey faster on this path. And the more of you become like me, or whichever way you like Bhagavan, we are all same. In the inside we are same, because we are just made of the same pure selfless love. Akamahatasya shrotriyasya, that's what we are. If you become, imagine what you can do for so many more. Each one of you will be another Sadguru. Each one of you will lead so many onto this path. But first you should walk the path, you should know the pitfalls, you should know the challenges of the journey. That's when you can guide others. So this is my job, to guide you on this path based on my experience. And now it is your job to rise to the occasion, take it seriously, surrender, and become another teacher for so many more who are waiting. There is no other solution to the problem of the world. Spiritual knowledge is the only solution. But who will take it to them? Make them understand, make them walk, and catch them by hand and bring them back onto the path. Who will do this for them? You have to do this for them. This is my expectations from the graduates and postgraduates of our university. This is my expectations from the devotees and followers who have come from 60 odd countries. This is my expectation. So this is the only expectation I am entitled to have. I am not supposed to have any other expectations. As a guru, the only expectation I can have, I am allowed to have, is to expect the disciple also to follow and walk on this path. And this is my Guru Dakshina, true Guru Dakshina. If you do this, it's good for you only. I will not lose anything, I will not gain anything by it. But you will gain everything and you will lose everything if you do not follow. So do this, make this journey happy. Let us walk together, reach together, merge together. Let this joyful pilgrimage be full of beautiful, blissful experiences for all of us. And in the process, let us spread this joy, this knowledge to many more who are waiting, for whom Guru has not yet happened. But it can happen if some of you or all of you get ready. So they also will be redeemed. This is our job, redeeming ourselves, Atmano Mokshartam, Jagat Hitaya Cha, and also redeeming others, emancipating others also in the process of the job. Anything less than that is not our job. So let us keep on walking on this path. You have all the blessings. You have all the blessings. Now, if Bhagavan's blessing is there, he says it's like sun, it's available to all. You use it by opening the window, light will come inside the house. Otherwise, scorpions and snakes will reside in the dark. So use this blessing. Use this blessing. And I am so much more convinced, because I have risen from that level which was full of misery and whatever individuality to a different level. So I know the difference from baseline, where I have reached, what happened to me, what is the benefit of it. Therefore I can talk so convincingly. See, Bhagavan was always there, you see. It was the reverse process. He came down. He never had to experience, need not have experienced the human problems. But he came down because like a father, has to bend to pick the child up, or a mother has to bend to pick the child up. But for me, I have grown from here to there, so I understand how good it is on the other side. How much beautiful, blissful and effortless is that life. So you also should experience, you also should enjoy. That is my whatever expectation or my desire. That's the only desire I can have. That you also should experience the same joy, same life, same bliss, so that you also remain happy and you can teach this to many, many more and help them also to become happier. That's how we create a better world. That's how we create a better society, better family, through better individuals. This is our path. Once again, I'm so happy to have all of them on the stage. It happened after 5 long years, and I'm very glad that these examples are still there for us to get inspired and emulate them. There will be hundreds of Srinivasas, thousands of Tigretts, and millions of Narasimhamurti. This is what is the future of this mission. And you people are there. These are all sitting there in this crowd somewhere. The replicas of us. You have to quickly realize it so that you can assist God in God's work of turning all humanity into God. This is your job. May you achieve this in this very lifetime, better sooner than later. May you live blissful, happy, effortless lives. May you be joyful all the time. May no sorrow ever touch you. With these words of blessings, I conclude the Guru Purnima celebration of today. Tomorrow morning, we'll meet again and we start the 3-day study of Ishavasya Upanishad. You'll have some preliminary program in the morning. Then I will come, I will explain some of the slokas. You can ask me questions in the afternoon and evening. Sometimes there are cultural programs, sometimes there are quizzes. Whatever it takes, the 3 days will be celebrating like this till we reach 25th evening, that is a world orchestra. And after that we have the birthday celebrations on 26th, and the book will get released on 26th morning. It's still getting some last moment changes. Blessings to everybody. Please go, you have heard it, now contemplate on it and then practice it. This is when your study sadhana gets completed. Many blessings.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद्बान्धवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे माता पिता गुरुदैवं मरियन्तयो नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयो नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथ नागेन्द्राशयन ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वी साई महादेव सद्गुरु साई महादेवा मंगलारति अंदुको मंगलारति अंदुको मंगलगिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण 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 ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण ओम सत्य नारायण नारायण जय सद्गुरुदेवा शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय। मधुसूदन साई जी की जय।